Hello my friends and welcome back to another Brotato Danger 5 New Dawn Challenge run. Hope you're all doing well. Today we're playing a really fun but very difficult run. We're going to play Builder with one of the weakest weapons in the game, the Flute. The Builder's turret, which uses your highest level ranged weapon to determine its stats, does work with the Flute's passive, so it will charm enemies. As we level up our Flute, it will charm enemies that the Flute would normally charm. But Flute is a very low damage, slow firing weapon, so we won't be doing a lot of damage. It's not very good at protecting us, and we'll have weak economy in the early game because we're going to struggle to kill things. So this weapon is still a really rough pick for the Builder, even though the passive does work. So let's jump into it and give it a go. In the first wave here, I want to try to pull the enemies to my turret because Flute, one of the upsides, I guess, of playing Builder with Flute is that Flute normally only kills like 10 enemies in the first wave because it attacks so slowly. But when we have 2 of them because we have the turret, we can get a little more income in the first wave. Here, I'll take 5 harvesting, and then 2 lifesteal is kind of tempting because we will need a way to heal. We're going to take a lot of damage probably just as we play, and this character will not be very good at healing because we're just going to be playing on low economy since we have to feed a lot of our money to the turret. So do I want the lifesteal? I could take engineering, or I could roll for luck or harvesting. Let's just take the level 2 upgrade. We'll take the lifesteal here. Alright, I will lock the Lumberjack shirt, we'll ban the mutation, and a reroll. Lumberjack shirt will actually be really nice for us as well, because one of the challenges for this character is that Flute does such low damage to things like trees that it can just take forever to kill them, so Lumberjack shirt will save us a lot of attacks. I'll take the Peaceful Bee. When you get it this early, it's good enough to grab, and then I will reroll until we find more Flutes. You have to level your weapons, both Flute levels is a weapon you need to level up, and we need to get to a level 4 Flute so that our turret is using the highest level weapon available. I will say, do not be surprised if we lose this run and have to give it another try. This is a very difficult run. I was a little surprised I hadn't tried it on the channel previously, but this is not an easy way to play this character. Here, I will just take 5 luck. It's also an economy stat, and it boosts the base damage of our weapon, which is very important to do. Let's roll here, and we'll lock this Flute, and I guess I'll buy the Peaceful Bee over the Lumberjack shirt, just because it gives us extra harvesting. So we haven't charmed anything yet, because my weapon damage is a little too high for the first 2 waves, but now we managed to charm that clam. And the clams are not actually very efficient to charm. That one happened to run into a bunch of enemies, which was nice, but because it doesn't run at enemies, it often won't get anything done. In the early waves on the Builder, you want to pick up all the materials. Later on, we'll focus on feeding more money to our turret, but early on, it's important to get money for our character so that we can build up our economy and defensive stats. Let's reroll here. 2 regen would be fine, but we can do better. We'll take 3 engineering, and then... Do I want more lifesteal? I think I'm just going to take 8 harvesting. We definitely need to boost our harvesting early, while we can still afford to spend money on our character, and so we're going to do that. Take the Lumberjack shirt and the weird food, and we'll lock the whetstone, do a reroll. Baby Gecko we never want on this character, because you, of course, want to choose whether you're picking up materials or feeding them to the turret, so we're just going to ban it. Reroll here. I'll take a fresh meat, and then I'm going to roll one more time, because I've got to find more Flute levels, and we did find another one. Alright, so the whetstone and the fresh meat and the lifesteal that we picked up early, that's going to help a lot, because this character really struggles with healing, of course. But with a bunch of early lifesteal and an early weird food on a high luck build, we should hopefully have enough healing. Try to charm the lamprey there. I'm undecided about curse. I think I am going to kill the curse aliens, because if we get a cursed weapon, that could be really powerful. So although it's a little bit dangerous, because we're playing a low damage character, getting at least some curse, I think, will help. Here, I'm just going to take an armor. We need all the defensive stats we can possibly get. We'll level our flute, and so now you can see that the builder's turret is using the stats of the level 2 flute instead of the level 1. The great thing about this is that it does add up the total damage stats that the flute has. So flute scales with 50% of our range damage and then a percent of our luck dependent on the level. The builder's turret will scale with the total of those in engineering. So it scales with 65% of our engineering with a level 2 flute. Now, this is still going to be a lot worse than if we had a weapon with better scaling as the weapon that we were using, but at least it gets a little bit more engineering scaling as we level up. I guess I'll buy the whetstone over the fresh meat here, and then we'll just do some rerolls. I'll ban the jelly, and I'll roll again. I don't think we can afford to decrease our luck, so I don't want to buy the mushroom, and if I'm not buying the mushroom, I'm just gonna ban it. Really unlucky there not to roll into another flute. We have got to get weapon levels, because we've got to get our flutes to level 4, or one of our flutes to level 4 as quickly as possible. But because we're playing a musical weapon, so it's an economy weapon, we can't really afford to not have 6 of our weapons. This wave, I'm going to pick up most of the materials, but I will leave some on the ground and try to start leveling our turret, so that if I try not to pick up too many next wave, then hopefully we can start leveling the turret a little bit. Any chance I could kill that tree? No. Here, I'll take 6 movement speed. We definitely need some more movement speed. Okay, great. So we'll go ahead and we will level our flute to level 3 here. We'll buy a bag, and then I'll take a roll. And another reroll. We'll lock another flute. Defective steroids, I'm just going to ban. We don't want to reduce our attack speed. The HP is fine, but the item is just not very good for us. Alright, so this wave, I'm going to focus on trying to feed money to the turret. We'll still pick some up, because I need to keep leveling my weapons and leveling my character and everything. But I've got to get the turret to level 2, because it gets a second projectile, so it becomes much, much stronger. You can see that the cursed enemies are starting to become a little bit of an issue, though. We're not... Our damage breakpoints are kind of bad right now, where we're not charming anything. But we're also not killing it quickly. Trying to dodge around these enemies, but we did get the second projectile on our turret. Do I want 3 regen? I could build dodge. We have only 2%. Never mind. I think I'm going to reroll here, and yeah, I'll take 4 engineering, try to kill stuff that way. We'll buy these 2 items. We'll do a reroll. Missile, of course, I'm going to ban. Handcuffs. It's a level 3 item, which we're rarely going to be buying level 3 items on this character. We just won't have enough money, so I'm going to pass on that. Okay, awesome. Getting this level 3 flute is really important. The Peaceful Bee this late. Do I care about that? It gives me 4 harvesting for 34 materials. Harvesting is important because it's how we get character levels at all. The dodge doesn't really matter. Also, do I want this level 2 flute, or level 1 flute to level 2? I think I will get my flutes at least to level 2, just to increase the chance of charming a little bit. And the Peaceful Bee, I think we'll pass on Peaceful Bee, and if I'm passing on it, then I'm banning it. So this wave, I'm going to collect some materials because I want to make sure I have enough to buy that level 3 flute in the shop and get our turret up to level 4. So we're going to pick up a bunch of materials this wave. Also need to try to charm this walrus here. The walrus is a nice target to charm because it does charge, so it will hit a lot of enemies. We can also charm those healers. That one didn't get charmed, but they will heal you. So, if you can get them charmed, it's pretty powerful. I'm gonna run around here and pick up some materials, but we should have enough, especially with our harvesting. And I don't want to give up too many levels on my turret, because we need to get it to level 3 soon. Compass is a really nice find. Very happy about that. And then I'll take 6 max HP. My max HP is pretty awful. So here, this is a very interesting spot. We have a fishhook. I could buy it, leave the level 3 flute locked until it gets cursed, and then we'll get a level 4 cursed flute. Fishhook is pretty good on this character because we're not rerolling, or we're not buying everything every shop anyways, because we just won't have the money to, so we'll always have stuff to lock, which can be pretty powerful. Just had to step away for a second there, but we're back, and I think we will go ahead and buy the fishhook. I don't need to curse more than 1 flute, so I will just buy this one. We'll buy the cake, and we'll leave this flute locked. And I am just going to leave it locked in the shop forever until it gets cursed. And then let's go ahead and ban the dynamite. We'll buy tree and broken mouth, and we'll do 1 more reroll. Leather vest is worth locking. Tentacle is not worth locking. We won't buy it even if it gets cursed with the fishhook. Reinforced steel. I guess I'll lock it. If it gets cursed, I'll probably buy it. If it doesn't, it's probably too expensive, even though it gives engineering. So again, this wave I need to pick up at least some materials because we need to be able to afford 1 or more of the items that we have locked. But I also need to level my turret. Let's check the turret level. So the builder turret here, we need to get it to... okay, we need to feed it 110 more levels. So that is going to be at least 2 waves. So that's going to be tough. So I'm going to pick up some of these materials. Kill this tree. I was hoping for another crate there. We do have pretty high luck, so we should have a decent chance of getting extra crates. If we can get that moray eel cursed, that would be super helpful. Those anglerfish are also really good cursed targets because they charge through everything, doing damage to all of it. Having the lumberjack shirt, as you can see here, is super powerful. Definitely taking more armor, and then I could just take 3 lifesteal again. I have very low attack speed. I've got 2 armor and 34 health. I think I am just going to take the lifesteal. Alright, so our flute didn't get cursed, but our reinforced steel did. Our whetstone is... a whetstone's a really nice find as well. I'll roll 1 more time just to see if there's anything else we want to lock. There isn't. Let's go to the next wave. So obviously for this character, the elite waves are always going to be pretty brutal. So I'm focusing on getting defensive stats before then. I also really wanted to try to charm the hatcher, because then we would be getting charmed eggs and stuff. Unfortunately, I missed on the ability to do that. And now we're getting a little just overwhelmed by too many enemies on the field. So, not a great wave for us. On a wave that usually should be very good for this, for a charming build. Usually you want, if you get the hatchers charmed, you get charmed eggs, and then you get charmed flashers, and then those can help clear this wave pretty efficiently, but that didn't happen for us this time. Not going to be able to get that tree, I don't think. 33 more there. I guess I will take the snail. Slower enemies will be a little easier to dodge, and then let's reroll and reroll again, and here I'm going to take 4 more engineering. Perfect. So we did get the flute cursed. So normally you should never, with fishhook, just wait to try to curse something specific. Because there's a good chance that that doesn't happen, and then you're just sad. But for this character in particular, where we're buying so few items, it can be pretty good to do it that way. I don't think we need the whetstone cursed. I'd rather get the leather vest cursed, so I'll reroll here. Compass I will lock, and wings. Move speed is pretty good for us. We've got 3 move speed. I think I'm going to reroll 1 more time. We'll lock the weird food, and I'm just going to go ahead and buy the pencil. Alright, so having a level 4 cursed wand should be really good for us, hopefully. I'm also going to try not to pick up materials this wave, because I really want to upgrade our turret. And you can see our turret is actually doing really well. Getting that fishhook and then having it proc on an on-level weapon that quickly was very lucky. So hopefully we can capitalize on that and get a win. Oh no, I killed the blobfish. Usually, you know, if you can charm a blobfish and get a bunch of charmed lampreys, that's really good. With a blobfish actually spawning, we might just be dead. My healing is really low. We did manage to get that, but we've got a cursed lamprey following us. Okay, 2 seconds left. We made it. I didn't upgrade my turret, though. I'm going to recycle the plant because we're focusing on lifesteal, and then here I need the movement speed to dodge the elite a little better. We'll buy the compass. We'll buy weird food that might keep me alive, and then I'll definitely take a cursed blood leech. We need more healing. Stone skin. Losing attack speed is really bad because we're a lifesteal focused build. I wish I had found some attack speed so far. I don't think we can afford to buy the stone skin. I will lock this flute because a second cursed flute on my actual character could be good. This is a very bad elite for the builder, actually, because it goes to the center of the map and then you can't stay near your turret. And we, of course, are not, with Flute as our weapon, going to have the damage to actually kill the elite, even though it's going to park on top of the turret. So that's just going to be very difficult. No! Alright. So that was tough. With level 4 Cursed Flute, as a weapon that we got, yeah, I think the problem was doing lifesteal. I think I need to do regeneration here. We would have had much better luck with healing. And also I needed to find some attack speed. Alright, let's give that another go. So it can be tough to kill trees with a flute. That one spawned near enough the middle that our turret was killing everything else and preventing it from getting to us. But because you need to attack it 3 times and it doesn't have piercing or anything, it can be really tough. I'll take the harvesting here. If we do find piercing, by the way, then that would be really good. Let's go ahead and ban Baby Gecko. I think I'm going to ban Corrupted Shard as well. Let's roll. We'll buy a flute. Scared Sausage is typically not going to be amazing, but could be okay for this character, because we just care about lowering enemy health. I think I'll leave it in the pool, but not buy it. Weird Ghost is generally a very efficient way to boost our max HP, so we'll go ahead and lock that, and then we'll roll and we'll lock the Flute. I'm not going to buy the Weird Ghost because I need as much money as possible to upgrade our weapons, so even though we could buy it and get an extra shop slot, we need that money to upgrade our weapons while we have guaranteed flutes. Alright. Can we kill this tree? Yes. Okay, that's good. Jelly, I'll take... It's 1 HP, so it's free. I could take 2 regen here. I could take some engineering. I think I'm gonna just reroll, and I'll reroll one more time. I guess I'll take 5 luck here. We'll buy the flute, we'll roll, buy another flute, and then we won't be able to buy another one if we roll into one, but I still need to reroll first, because I need to make sure I've locked a 6th flute here, and then we'll buy the Weird Ghost and go to the next wave. This wave could be a little dangerous, because flute is bad at keeping you alive, so having only 1 health, you can definitely get killed, as indeed I almost did there. Trying to stay near the middle. I really need one of these attacks to charm something. There we go. Focus on killing the enemies first, and then we can kill the tree and get our heal. Picking up some materials as well. And sure, we'll take a treasure map. And I definitely don't need the damage. I could take, because we only get 3% damage, because our damage is reduced by 75%. I could take 2 lifesteal here. I could take 2 regen. I think I'm going to reroll All right, yeah, we'll take 2 armor and then 8 more harvesting early. It's so important to get early harvesting on this character. Take the coffee. I think Butterfly is efficient enough healing that I am still going to buy it, and then I will ban the defective steroids, do a reroll. We'll lock the Gentle Alien, lock the tree, ban the Hedgehog, and then roll again. Duct Tape, I guess, is worth locking as well. Again, we didn't find another Flute, and I do need to level my weapons, but those are good items for us. I think this run is going to be pretty dependent on whether we find piercing shots. If we do find a sharp bullet, then we'll be in much better shape. Maybe buying Curse was a mistake as well. So I'm going to actually not kill the Curse aliens this wave, because the Cursed enemies really put a lot of pressure on me, more than I was expecting. Here, I guess we do have 10% attack speed, so lifesteal is a little more efficient. So I guess I will just keep buying lifesteal here, and then we'll reroll. Alright, so now is a fairly important set of determinations. I will buy the plant. I'm going to buy both lifesteal and regeneration, just whatever shows up. Scared Sausage could basically give us 1 extra damage per shot, but I think we need to just reroll. So I'm actually going to ban it. We'll never get elemental damage, but I'm not going to bother banning a level 3 item. Tree is worth buying. Whistle probably isn't, so let's just go ahead and ban that. I need to ban from level 1 to make Sharp Bullet more likely to show up. Oh, nice. We got our turret buffed. Oh, no. I need to not kill the Curse Alien. I'm going to try not to build Curse at all, if possible. At least for a while. Because, like I said, the Cursed enemies were just putting so much pressure on us last run. Even though I got, like, a Cursed weapon and everything. So it was much worse having them on the field, I think. Really not getting any... Okay, there we go. We finally got something charmed, and that helped us clear a bunch of those enemies. Here, I am going to do a reroll, and then we'll take an armor. Finally got to level my Flute. I'll definitely buy a bowler hat as well. We need both of these stats. Here we have a level 3 Flute, which is perfect. We'll ban the Terrified Onion, and we'll buy the Lemonade. And I will do 1 reroll while we still have a guaranteed weapon, which we will then lock. We will not be able to buy all 3 of these items, so I'm just going to ban the mutation now. So again, we're trying to get to a level 4 weapon soon. This wave, I'm going to pick up some materials because I want to upgrade my weapon, but we need to also upgrade our turret, so I'll try leaving at least some on the ground. You can see how much of a difference not having Lumberjack shirt makes as well. We have to spend a lot more time on actually attacking these trees. I do also have to be careful about the charmed pufferfish bug. Because if you... There's a bug where if you kill a pufferfish with the attack that charms it, it triples the damage, because charmed enemies do triple damage, but still has hostile projectiles, so you just get hit by those. Pumpkin, we buy it a vastly reduced rate, so I'm just going to recycle it. I'll take 4 regen here, and then let's go ahead and buy this flute. Oh, I guess I should have bought the level 3 flute. I wasn't thinking about that. We will not have enough money to... I thought I could buy both. We will not have enough money ever for Piggy Bank to be good, so let's do a reroll here. Okay, perfect. We can buy a level 3 flute, and then we can upgrade... Or we can buy a level 2 flute going to level 3, which upgrades our turret, and then we can upgrade to level 4 next wave. Nice. Got the walrus charmed there. By the way, I think that for balancing Flute, one of the easiest ways to balance it would just be to give it inherent piercing. It could even have like minus 80% piercing damage or something like that, but this weapon is so dependent on finding Sharp Bullet that I think it should just be built into the weapon rather than have it be such a huge inflection point as to whether the weapon is good or not. Just going to recycle the head injury here, and then we will do a reroll. I've got 3 lifesteal, so I could buy attack speed to try to charm things more. I think I'll take 4 engineering, though. We'll go ahead and buy this flute. I think I'm actually not going to upgrade my flutes anymore. I have the full musical tag, so let's just do 1 reroll, and we'll buy a duct tape and lock up penguin. So now we at least have a level 4 weapon on our turret. How much money do I need to feed to the turret? Okay, another 100. To get an extra projectile. That's 100 levels. Wow, my voice completely broke there. That's 100 levels. So that was really funny. So obviously a lot more than 100 materials. Just gonna drink some water here. It's like I'm 12 again. Alright, so we are at least making pretty good income this wave. I'll pick up some materials just to get over to the tree fast enough, and we killed the tree. Celery tea. Increasing enemy health is dangerous because it makes it harder for them to get below the threshold to charm. But XP gain is really good. I think I might try the celery tea. I don't know if this is correct. It could easily be a mistake, and we might just die this coming wave. But I think it's worth trying celery tea and seeing if we can actually get some value off of it. Alright, so let's not make the same mistake we did last time and try to actually charm the hatcher this time. I'm also going to focus on charming this egg. Yeah, okay, so the celery tea was bad. Because it just made enemies too hard to charm. They're just not getting their health lowered enough. So I had to make my way around the outside of the map here. I was thinking maybe if we could get enough enemies charmed, we could snowball ahead of the damage. And because it's just a health threshold that we need to get them below, once we get past that point, we're not going to be... It won't matter that they have more health, but... Okay, 3, 2, 1... Yeah, we're going to die right at the end here. Yeah, dang. Okay, well, the celery tea was bad. I think it was worth trying, but that was a bad experiment. If I'd made it through that wave, maybe it would have been okay. Let's give it another go. That, by the way, is why celery tea is not a great item in general. Takes a long time to pay off and is really dangerous. I was thinking that because this character has, you know, a health threshold that is trying to get enemies to, if we got enough charmed enemies, they could keep enemies low enough and we would get more chances to charm things. So maybe it could have worked out, but in this case, it did not. Let's roll here. We'll take more harvesting, and then we'll buy a flute. So I could try Baby Elephant. This is a way to deal damage that doesn't involve actually attacking with our turret or weapons. Scared Sausage is going to be such low damage. We can never build elemental damage. I think even leaving it in the pool last time was a mistake. Baby Elephant, similarly, we can never build percent damage on this character, and buying luck is good, but not amazing. But it is a lot of damage. Let's try the Baby Elephant here. We'll buy the flute. I'm gonna actually focus on regen over lifesteal, so we're gonna ban that, and we'll buy another flute. Nice that we were able to get that. A small fish is a really nice find as well. That'll help us get enemies below the health threshold faster, so we'll buy that for sure. That enemy getting charmed right away is gonna help our income early. Here we're going to pick up some... Do I want luck, armor, or to roll for harvesting? I guess we'll just take 5 luck. We'll go ahead and buy a flute. We'll roll. We'll buy another flute. We'll roll. And we'll lock another flute. The other option that I could do... So if this run doesn't work, what I might do is just lock no items in the first shop. Like, because... And just go all in on trying to find Sharp Bullet. And just say... This run is unwinnable if you don't find Sharp Bullet, so we just have to hope. I don't usually like doing that sort of thing because runs that aren't winnable unless you find a specific item through pure chance, I find not fun at all. And think they usually are indicative of poor balancing and game design. That is still sometimes the case, but usually I think there are ways to make every run winnable. Here I will buy the tree coral. I'm going to save my ban, and we'll just go to the next wave. Tree is a little worse for this character, too, because, of course, it's hard to kill them. But ideally, we would find Lumberjack shirt, and because we have the musical weapon tag, we have decent luck. So we should at least get a bunch of crates out of the trees. Trying to charm this lamprey. Okay, we did get it charmed. And then let's try to kill these trees as well. I think, again, the approach of not getting curse was the correct one. So I'm going to pass on killing the curse aliens here. Glasses, we are never too far from enemies to attack them, so we don't need the range. Let's roll. Okay, 10 luck. That's a nice find. Goes well with the baby elephant, which can help us out quite a bit. Ugly Tooth and Lumberjack shirt are both pretty good finds as well. Let's buy this flute. I have no consumable healing, but I think I am still going to buy the alien worm, and then blindfold and injection. I'm going to ban the injection. I won't... Actually, I'll ban the blindfold too. I didn't want to spend a ban on a level 2 item, because, again, we are hunting for Sharp Bullet, but banning that gets me a free reroll, so it's more likely that we find a Sharp Bullet. We'll lock flute. Maybe I've been buying too much engineering as well. Weird Ghost, I do want. Pencil. I think I still want it. We do need our turret to actually have damage. Alright, so this wave I can try to level the turret. So I'm going to try not to pick up too many materials here. Getting very few things charmed. There we go. So we're definitely going to get a curse alien kill, because I attacked it a bunch and the enemies all ran after it. So we will have some cursed enemies show up. I am still going to try to avoid getting too much curse, but I think that's okay. I'll take 6 max HP here. Scar is a nice economy find, so we're happy with that. And then let's go ahead and combine to a level 3 weapon, and then I'll do a reroll here. We'll lock a metal plate as well, and go to the next wave. Having a tree and a lumberjack shirt is a really nice combination, of course, for this character. Part of how we get items at all is by having high luck, and so we can use the extra stats from that. We should be able to get enough charmed allies to kill that loot alien, and we did, which is great. So we're actually making pretty good income this wave. We just have to feed a bunch of it to our turret. Oh, nice. A 3rd crate. If I had a 4th crate. If I had a bag, we'd be in amazing shape, actually. I'll take the wheelbarrow here. Take metal plate. That's great. Gummy Berserker, we're going to ban. And Terrified Onion, we're going to ban. Here, I need attack speed, so I think I have to take that over maximum health. I'll go ahead and ban the feather, and then I can buy all of these items. Get a free reroll. We will... Alien Baby isn't totally ridiculous. I know I did just have that problem with the celery tea, but 15 HP is a lot for us, and 10% enemy health won't matter that much when we're just trying to charm things mostly, but I think I am going to reroll still. We'll go ahead and buy a Flute, try to level up our weapon to level 4, and we'll buy a duct tape as well and go to the next wave. Alright, this is going to be a fairly risky wave for me, of course. It's wave 7, so there's the walrus. And even with only 1% curse, which is what we have currently, we could get a cursed walrus spawning. I also have lowered my consumable heal, and that's a lot of our healing right now. We didn't get a cursed walrus, but still pretty dangerous. I need to try to get it charmed. There we go. Try to get that tree kill, and then I'm also trying to feed some money to my turret. So I need to pick up a little more money, though, because we do still need to level. Let's go ahead and get that tree kill. And there we go. Fuel tank, of course, for recycling. Shady Potion is an awesome find. Additional luck matters a lot. Let's reroll here, and then I'm going to take 4 regeneration over the attack speed or lifesteal. We'll buy a flute level, we'll buy a duct tape, we'll reroll, we will level our flute again. Whetstone is probably still too efficient to pass, so I will lock the whetstone, and then banner is worth a bunch of attack speed, but I think we will pass on that as well. What I really need is just another weapon so we can get to a level 4 flute. So I'm going to prefer healing over lifesteal this attempt, but if we get really efficient lifesteal like whetstone, then we'll still pick it up. Just having higher luck is helping a lot this run as well, because we've managed to find a bunch of luck items, so my flutes are still actually doing real damage themselves. It's not just my turret having to carry all the weight. I am really worried about our defensive stats going into the upcoming elite wave, though, because again, we will not have enough damage to ever kill the elite, of course. The other option for this build is to fully ignore the turret and just try to focus on charming things. That might be a direction we can go. I'm actually going to take luck over engineering here, because I want to keep increasing my engineering. I'll take the whetstone. Stone skin is too expensive for 5 HP. I will buy the pencil, and then I'm going to roll. Interesting. Baby squid. That's going to be a lot of regeneration, so I will buy it. I'll lock the duct tape as well, of course. And coil, I think we have to pass on. The percent damage is reduced because we're playing the builder, so damage modifier is reduced by 75%. And while knockback isn't bad, I just don't think that we can afford to buy it. Okay, right. I need to focus on charming that thing. Okay, we finally got it. So this attempt is going better because I did manage to charm the hatcher this time. Now, last time I messed up and bought the celery tea and made it a lot harder on myself, of course. Try to get these buffing aliens either killed or on our side, and then let's focus on getting this hatcher charmed. The second one, nice. So we got the second hatcher charmed. I did let one enemy slasher spawn, which we'll try to charm here as well, if I can just attack it a few more times. Didn't manage to, and there is another hatcher, which is a higher priority to try to charm, so we'll try to attack it a bunch while it runs past my turret. But mostly we're just going to focus on surviving and getting some income both for our character and for our turret at the end of this wave. All right, not bad. We made 300 materials, and the turret is at 112, so hopefully next wave we should be able to upgrade it. I'm going to reroll here, and I have almost no movement speed, so I'll take the 12 move speed. I'll take 4 regeneration. That's quite good. We'll take the baby squid, fix our consumable healing, buy a duct tape, and then reroll. We're not going to make the same mistake again with celery tea. Butterfly is efficient enough to buy for healing, and then we'll roll again. Do I want another wheelbarrow? I'll definitely take propeller hat. I think that we can't buy the wheelbarrow going into the elite wave, so I'll pass on that. And then we'll just leave those 2 slots open. The muscly dude is worth good HP, but I don't think we can actually buy that much max HP on this character. There's just too much stuff that we need. I also really would like to find another weapon to get to a level 4 turret. Or level 4 flute for our turret. I still don't think I can afford to combine to a level 4 flute and lose the luck, but maybe if we don't find one this wave, we'll have to do that. Because we are starting now to have a lot of trouble with clear speed. Oh no, the blobfish again. I've got to get those blobfish charmed. Every time they die, I just lose instantly. Okay, let's try the hard rolling for sharp bullet plan. So here, I don't know that I'm going to be able to attack this 3 times. Okay, nice. I got it, and we got the crate. Great. I just had to loop around and get the enemy to charge past us. We'll ban the snake here. I will re-roll. We'll buy 5 luck, and then I will re-roll again. Re-roll one more time, and I guess I'll take 3 engineering right away. Okay, so we're not locking anything. I'll buy the flute. I will ban the claw tree. Ugly tooth I'll leave in the pool for now. We'll ban toxic sludge. We'll buy flute. We'll leave pencil in the pool for now, and we'll re-roll. We'll buy flute again, and corrupted shard I'm just going to ban. Book we'll leave in the pool. So here we're just rolling. We're hard rolling for sharp bullet. One thing I like about this run is, because I've lost it a few times in a row, you're going to see some truly spectacularly bad advice in the comments. Because whenever you get a tough run, you get a lot of people who want you to play it extremely wrong. Here I'm going to take the armor. And again, we're not buying baby elephant or plant. We're just rolling. We'll buy weapons. And we are just rolling for sharp bullet. I will ban those 2, though, and then we'll buy another flute and go to the next wave here. We did find, we were able to buy 6 flutes. So that's pretty good. We'll definitely take the luck here. We'll take the flute. And then still, I'm not going to buy, like, whistle or anything like that. Whistle, of course, would be pretty bad. Actually, I'm just going to ban the whistle. We've now banned 8 level 1 items, which is great. So we're able to do some re-rolling and, again, just looking for a sharp bullet. I'll take the weird food. Whetstone, I could lock, but let's actually focus on consumable healing for our healing here, and we'll buy a plant as well. Weird Ghost is good enough to buy now. So we missed on Sharp Bullet a bunch. I can't afford to not lock any items for the rest of the run. But we will just be still re-rolling for piercing shots quite a lot in this attempt. Spent a lot of attacks there on the Curse Alien. It's hard to remember not to attack them when you're trying not to build Curse. I'm still not sure whether that's correct or not, but I think it still is. We'll recycle the bait. We would just die if we bought the bait here, and then I need the attack speed, I think, more than the harvesting, actually. Low attack speed is part of what's been causing issues for us. Then I'll take 9 movement speed. All right, we'll buy the Weird Ghost. We'll buy the book. Cute Monkey. You don't pick up that many materials on the builder, so it's still not great for healing. We'll take a Scar here, and then we'll re-roll, and we'll lock another Flute. And I'll throw in one more re-roll. And Coupon, it's A lot worse on this character, but still worth buying for 25, I think. It's worse just because you have less money, so you get less coupon value. Trying to charm at least a few important enemies. I guess I will kill one curse alien there. Just for the extra money. And here we'll take 4 regeneration. We'll buy a flute, we'll buy a bag, we'll buy a baby elephant, we'll roll, we'll lock another baby elephant, helmet, and we've got 7 regen, we can buy a weird ghost as well. So pretty good items for us here. Now, unfortunately, no piercing shots, but we can't just roll forever for the same item. That's a good way to just lose every run. I am going to try to feed some materials to the turret this wave, but I still need to pick up enough money that we can at least buy the items we have locked and re-roll a couple times, maybe find leveled up. There's no chance I kill that loot alien that spawned at the end of the wave, so I was trying for the tree, but we missed. I'll take the butterfly, I'll take the reinforced steel, we'll take 10% more attack speed. I will buy out this whole shop, and we'll get a free re-roll here. Black flag. There's so little chance that we kill a bunch of cursed enemies, but it's such a good economy item. I think we have to go for it. And I guess now I will try the scared sausage. Because we're buying Black Flag, having a little more damage around the map could be good. So, again, kind of change of plans. Feeling out these challenges is always an interesting process, too. One thing I really like about doing these harder runs is you have to figure out, like, what can work, what doesn't work at all, what makes any sense to even attempt. So now that we've got Black Flag, I mean, that's a very strong economy item, and it gets us a lot of money while not costing our turret money, assuming that we can make use of it. I'm going to try to charm enough things next to that loot alien that it also dies. We also got an extra projectile on our weapon. We'll take Gentle Alien, we'll take Broken Mouth. I'll take 9 max HP here. We'll buy the Black Flag, we'll buy the Scared Sausage. I don't think it's worth buying the banner, so let's roll here, and then I can't buy Not, unfortunately, because 15 HP would be great, but we've got to be able to upgrade our weapons here. Buy the eye patch, or the compass. We will never have enough crit chance for eye patch to be worthwhile piercing, unfortunately, and I do have +2 consumable heal, so I think it is worth buying the alien worm as well. So the Scared Sausage I bought basically because it adds like 1 damage per shot to each of our weapons. So I think it can be okay. We can't use a lot of the normal ways to apply Scared Sausage damage though, so I may have gotten carried away buying that, honestly. Because this character, of course, can never roll into Pocket Factory, can't have other turrets spawn. And we don't have piercing shots yet, so the normal ways to apply Scared Sausage are not available. Whoops, walked into that enemy a bunch of times, but we survived. Take the tree here, and I need more armor. I also need more attack speed. Let's just take 3 armor. Nice that we get to upgrade our flute, and then we'll buy an alien worm, and then I'll do a reroll. Decomposing flesh is kind of interesting, but I think I'm going to reroll again here, and we'll buy a scar and another flute. So wave 9 again. I have to charm the Hatcher here. Here it is. Unfortunately, I put myself in kind of an awkward position to try to charm it. There we go. Got it that time. There's another one. Oh, 2 more because we have Gentle Alien, so we have increased enemy spawns. That means there is a chance for a second Hatcher to spawn, and that is what happened here, which is kind of rough for us because we don't have enough clear speed to get through it. Or to get through to attack it. So again, we're going to be a little behind after wave 9 here compared to where a normal character would be. I'm going to pick up some of these materials at least. We don't quite have enough curse for the black flag to be really good. Pile of books is actually really nice, so this does work on the builder turret, which normally can't crit. When you get pile of books, it can critically hit. Let's roll here, and I'll take 3 more regen. We'll buy a flute. So I could combine down to 4 flutes and get a level 4. I don't think that's worth it. Roll again here, and I'll roll again. Okay, great. We got a level 3 flute. Reinforced steel, probably still worth buying when cursed like this. We need to increase our curse because we have black flag, so gotta make that money. Now, unfortunately, I think that the way Black Flag interacts with Charm is not favorable. You don't get the Black Flag money when a charmed enemy expires and dies, or a charmed ally expires and dies, even if it's cursed. So we're not making that much Black Flag income, but it's still such a powerful economy item that even at reduced effectiveness, I think it's still worth buying here. Gonna take a lot of damage. No, I walked onto that and died. Finally got our turret to level 3 as well. Alright, we're giving it another go. So there's definitely still some more options for alternate strategies that we can try. You know, I've already talked about the hard rolling for piercing shots. Another thing that we could try is ignoring our turret completely and just focusing on building luck and attack speed with our flutes and treat this as a normal flute run. The downside of that with the builder, of course, is that you can't build percent damage, but it's not bad otherwise. So let's try that for this one. It's kind of sad because we're giving up on actually charming things with our turret. But if we just treat this as a normal run, then we end up with, you know, just a really high value character because the builder gets so many bonus stats. So let's actually buy the baby gecko and the lost duck this run. And, well, lost duck we would always buy. But let's actually buy the baby gecko this run, and we will just not put any money into our turret, and we'll just focus on making our flutes as strong as possible, and the turret can just kind of act as an extra flute. Now, obviously, these runs are always going to be... Look, we would certainly have won any of these runs if we had found Sharp Bullet. Let's re-roll here. We'll take 5 harvesting. We'll buy a flute. We'll roll, buy another one. Roll. We'll buy another one, or we'll lock another one. Since I found that, I'll go ahead and just buy the baby gecko as well. And this is... We're just going to use the quirk of the weapon that we're using, which is that you don't need to buy damage in order to kill things with flutes because it scales off luck, so we can just build only luck. And while it's much harder for this character to build percent damage, that doesn't matter that much. You can play a character that has low percent damage as long as your base damage is high enough, and this character should get pretty high base damage. So here, I'm just going to take 5 luck, and then we'll take 8 more harvesting. Just getting our basic stats online. We'll buy both of these. We'll ban the boiling water. We'll reroll. We'll buy another flute. I will ban Law Tree and Flute crits for 1.5x, so we'll just go ahead and ban the sunglasses, and we'll lock these 2 items as well. So the plan here is just to avoid feeding money to the turret, so we're going to try to pick up as much of the materials as possible. Given that plan, I am going to kill the Curse aliens, because we just want to get as strong as we can. Curse is an important component of that in Abyssal Terrors, though we won't be able to kill the second one here. Lifesteal, I think I'd still rather use regen, but let's roll and roll again, and I'll just take an armor here. We're still banning lens, because we buy ranged damage at 1/4 the normal rate, and it only scales at 50%. We'll keep buying flutes, though, and we'll buy a plant. Metal plate, definitely worth buying. Whetstone is worth buying as well, and I'm rolling... I think I'll roll twice more, and we'll lock another flute, and then we'll ban the toxic sludge. I could have locked the toxic sludge if I thought I was guaranteed to get 180 materials, and then we could buy those 3 items, ban the toxic sludge in the next shop, and get a free reroll, but I didn't think I was guaranteed to get that much money. We did get our turret buffed there. So I didn't want to play the run this way because it's certainly much less fun playing Builder with Flute if we're not going to use the charm, or not going to use the turret, really. But it's probably more powerful. We'll take the baby elephant, and then we'll take the movement speed. We'll go ahead and level our weapons. I'm just going to level them evenly because we're not worried about our turret particularly. We'll buy another flute here, and then I could re-roll again for 7. Yeah, let's do that, and we'll lock another flute. Cog, I'm actually not going to worry about. We don't need to build engineering for this character, so now we should be able to get enough money that we can ban the cog. Incidental engineering that we get from things like duct tape, or if we get a nail or something like that, those we will still be happy to buy, but we're not going to specifically build engineering because in the last run here, we're ignoring the turret. If you've made it this far into this very difficult run, you know, appreciate it. Thanks for sticking around. I know sometimes it can be a tough watch when it's a bunch of lost runs before we get the win. Reinforced steel. I don't really want to lose move speed, but I guess I'll take it when it shows up in a box like that. And then let's reroll. And here I'll take 3 lifesteal and 3 regen. I do need more defensive stats as well, but we can buy all these items. We'll just ban the cog, get our free reroll here. We'll lock a dangerous bunny. We'll ban Cyclops worm, and then we'll take another reroll. Frozen heart, unfortunately, is not worth buying, but gentle alien and butterfly we can pick up. And I could ban the frozen heart, and I think I will do the same thing. We'll lock the frozen heart, and we'll go ahead and ban it. It's not a very high value ban, because we don't care that much about banning level 3 items, but it's going to be better overall, I think, just to get our free rerolls and just get more looks at good items that we want. So I need to increase my luck. I need to build more attack speed as well. And of course, we need more defensive stats. I also would really love to find a baby gecko. This character is always going to leave more baby geckos, that is. This character is always going to leave a lot of materials on the ground because our damage is dealt randomly and all over the map. So we're going to really struggle to pick up all the materials, especially with the reduced pickup range that the builder has. And since we aren't trying to feed our money to the turret, that's a challenge. I'm going to take the attack speed here. Just more attack speed is really valuable. We'll buy all these items. We'll ban the Frozen Heart. That's used all our bans, which is great. Campfire, I think, is a little too inefficient, so I'm going to roll past it. This version of the character definitely doesn't want Scared Sausage. We'll buy the cake. And duct tape, so here's a way that we can get engineering kind of for free. Alien Baby remains pretty interesting, and I think I will actually buy it for this character. We have almost no max HP, so we're going to pick that up to make sure that we can survive hits, and we don't care about reducing it or increasing enemy health that much because we're mostly just trying to get them below 60%, so it's sort of like they have only 40% of their normal HP. So we're level 11 now. I could definitely use more character levels. Just get some more defensive stats online as well. But mostly what I really need to make this character work is just more attack speed and more luck. And currently, and more weapon levels as well. Currently we're doing okay on finding those. Pumpkin doesn't really do anything. We don't have piercing shots, obviously, but also all of our damage is reduced by 75%, and that includes non-standard damage types like increased piercing damage. Alien Baby will buy here. Defective Steroids will pass on. Spider does give me attack speed, but it's really expensive, so we don't need that. I'll lock the Flute, and we'll buy Crystal for sure. I need more attack speed. It does cost me a ton of engineering, which is a little unfortunate for our turret, but our turret's still level 1, so I'm not going to worry too much about reducing that. Do I want the Fruit Basket? We have no consumable heal and low regen. I think I'm going to pass on Fruit Basket, actually. Although this is a luck-based build, I think that we still need to be careful about what we buy. Alright, so that time, because we've been focusing more on our actual character's damage, we were able to charm the Hatcher much more easily. So that is a good sign. These are often kind of a test run for the elite. How you deal with these really tough single target enemies, you know, really high health, really dangerous enemies. Gives you a good sense of how you're going to fight against the upcoming elite waves. Now that's much less true for a charm build because we don't have the option to charm the elite, but it's still encouraging that we have the damage to get these to the point where we can charm them relatively quickly. Okay, we did get a level on our turret. Insanity, I'll take it when it's free like this, and then we'll take 10 luck, and then more attack speed is perfect. And then let's go ahead and combine. We'll buy a crystal and a banner and a coffee, and then reroll. And I will, normally, of course, you would just get a level 3 flute here. I will, because we're specifically playing the builder, level my flute to 4 and get the level 4 turret. But I think I'm going to get the wheelbarrow first. More harvesting is going to be good, and then we'll lock that. Okay, well, a cursed flute is a big help as well. The acid, I think, is also worth buying for this character because my HP is really low. Also, this is our first attempt in this series that has a horde wave instead of a boss wave. That's actually kind of worse of an elite wave. That's worse for us in some ways, because horde waves can really overwhelm a flute build that doesn't have piercing shots, of course. But as long as we can charm enough enemies to stay ahead of the horde, then they'll kill each other for us. Alright, so I want a big group of charmed buddies before I try to attack the blobfish there. And we had a lot of charmed allies. We were actually able to charm the blobfish, which worked out really well for us, of course. But, because now we have all these charmed lampreys. But that was what killed me in a lot of these previous runs, was when we hit a blobfish and didn't have enough charmed friends to clear it out without it spawning all of its... clear out the lampreys right after they spawned. I'll take the saltwater. We do need more move speed, and it's only 27 materials. We'll definitely take additional luck. We'll go ahead and reroll here. And I think I'm going to take 3 lifesteal over 5 engineering. So now we're going to level this, and then we can level to a level 3 cursed flute. And then we'll reroll, and then we'll lock this flute so we can level to a level 4 cursed flute, which will be perfect. Roll again, and we'll take a warrior helmet. That will cost me a lot of move speed, but the defensive stats are really good. So if I can survive this horde wave, I'm feeling in pretty good shape. Our turret, of course, now has the level 3 cursed flute as well. So far, we're charming enough things that I'm not getting too overwhelmed, but moving over there to kill the tree actually was kind of an error, I think, because while I was in the middle of the map, with my turret also doing damage to things, I was staying kind of ahead of the curve. But as soon as I moved off to the side of the map, the enemies all grouped up together, and that put me in a much more dangerous situation. We also, because we're the builder, we have low pickup radius, so the jerky is a lot worse for the builder. It's still a good item, but it is worse for the builder because you're less likely to accidentally pick up consumables ahead of when you need them, which is a lot of what jerky kind of hedges against. So this wave, unfortunately, I am feeding a lot of materials to the turret, but we still made 300 materials. I'll take another reinforced steel, I guess, when it shows up for cheap like that. Now I have to take move speed because we have the warrior helmet. Do I want the knot? I could, so I could combine here and then buy the flute and then buy the knot. And that would give me 15 HP, but we buy percent damage at such a low rate. If we weren't playing the builder, like if we didn't have the minus 75% damage, you should buy knot here. But as is, I think we're going to pass on it. And then I will roll and roll again. I'm actually not 100% sure that that's correct. Community support, crystal, fishhook, these are all great finds for this character as well, so very happy there. We've also got a level 4 cursed flute, so really nice to be able to lock that whole shop. I definitely am kind of unhappy about all the materials that we lost to the turret last wave, because it really does nothing to feed money to the turret until we hit extra projectiles on it. Nice, we got another charm on the blobfish there. One thing that is kind of nice about having the alien baby is that increasing enemy health by 10% actually does help us hit some breakpoints where enemies are more likely to get charmed and less likely to just die outright. This wave, unfortunately, it's going to be really tough to pick up all the materials. So again, we're feeding our turret a bit. I'll take 2 armor over the engineering here. We'll buy the fishhook. I was in my head, I was like, oh, I can't believe the fishhook didn't curse anything. Yeah, it's not actually surprising that it didn't curse anything when we didn't have it yet. I'll buy community support, and we'll buy crystal, and we'll leave the flute locked, and then I'll roll here. None of these, unfortunately, are worth locking for a fishhook. I wanted to just buy those items. Yeah, we could try to curse them specifically, but buying those items now just makes us so much stronger. I think it's just better to do it that way. I like, you might have missed it, but when we actually got buffed by the buffing alien, it increases your max HP. So you saw there for a bit we had 79 out of 57 max HP. When we ourselves get the buff. Try to charm that Stargazer, and we were able to do so, which is perfect. Again, one thing I would really love is another baby gecko, or obviously Sift's Relic would be even better, because all of the materials that are going to our turret are kind of wasted. Okay, well, a cursed cape. I mean, that is a great reason to have picked up a bunch of curse. So now we can actually build dodge. We are suddenly at 34 dodge. I'll take the padding as well when it's free like that. We'll take 2 armor. Pearl is gonna be too bad still, I think. So I'm just gonna go ahead and combine. We'll buy a flute. We'll reroll just because the damage scaling on this character is so low. We will keep upgrading our flutes. We'll buy a beanie. We'll roll again. Okay, here we go. We got another baby gecko. I'll take a penguin as well. Particle accelerator, I don't think we want to swap to. Also, it would kind of defeat the purpose of this challenge. Spicy sauce we don't need. We have 61 HP. That's fine. Book we don't really need. It's 31, so I think we're going to pass on that as well. Alright, so I'm going to focus on just charming everything, and we're going to try to mostly ignore the elite. I don't think we have the damage to kill it. Unfortunately, that hit I took early, of course, cost me my initial crystal bonus, but we should be able to get that back sooner or later. We are actually putting decent damage on the elite just with our charmed allies here. So maybe we could kill it. I don't think it's worth focusing our damage on it, because anytime I attack it, that's stuff I'm not charming, right? So I need to avoid wasting attacks at the elite. But we're actually a lot closer to killing it just with our charmed units than I thought was going to be feasible. But you saw there I hit it a few times, and that cost me pretty badly because... let me pick up these consumables for our jerky. Okay, great. We survived. That actually cost me pretty badly because suddenly I wasn't ahead of the wave anymore. We'll recycle here. Okay, well, we got the sharp bullet. It's a little bit late, but obviously we're still going to take it. Black belt, I don't want to reduce my luck. We don't need the sunken bell, so let's just roll here. We'll take a flute. We'll pick up a metal detector, and we'll roll again. Lock another flute. Fertilizer this late, still worth buying here, and I'll lock the gambling token as well, because we actually have 34 dodge, so this character can start building dodge. I just whacked my microphone with my water glass, so apologies if that was loud for anybody. So, focusing on charming the lampreys that just came out of the, out of that blobfish there. Okay, so that was the charmed pufferfish bug, where it got charmed but still spawned hostile projectiles, and it was doing triple damage. So, you have to be really careful for that bug on Abyssal Terrors when you're using any charm weapon. I'll take the alien tongue. Bean Teacher, even this late, I think is still going to be worth it. Then we'll take 20 luck. We got a Cursed Flute again. That's amazing. And the Cursed Gambling Token. This fish hook, by the way, it cursed... So far, what is it cursed? Just the Gambling Token and the Flute, but that's still pretty good overall. And I'll lock Alien Tongue in another Flute, and then we'll do a reroll, and I'll roll one more time. We'll lock another Penguin. If it curses one weapon and a really powerful item for us, then I'm pretty happy with Fishhook pickup. Also, we're going to get a couple charmed mini-bosses here. But yeah, so what happened last wave where I almost died was we killed a pufferfish. And under some circumstances, I think if it's the attack that kills it that also charms it, then the charmed pufferfish will still release hostile projectiles that damage the player. But charmed units do triple their normal damage so that they can kill each other, you know, at a reasonable pace. And it will still do triple the normal damage, so you'll have red projectiles that are vastly more dangerous than they're supposed to be, and you can just get one shot if you are playing a charm build on Abyssal Terrors if you don't know that that's a possibility. Or even if you do know, just it can still happen to you. Here, I'll take 9 dodge. When we're almost at dodge cap like this, increasing our dodge is the most efficient way to make our character stronger. We'll go ahead and combine. We'll buy another Cursed Flute. We'll buy the Penguin. I'll take Alien Tongue. Alien Baby, I'm just going to buy this as well. Increasing our max HP will matter a lot. Lighthouse is actually pretty good, even though we are not focusing on our turret, of course. It still is going to increase the damage of our turret by a lot, and then I'll do a couple more rerolls, lock a couple more things for our fishhook. So this wave, I actually might have the damage to kill the elite if I can get just a few enemies charmed. Losing my crystal bonuses there did slow that, decrease that possibility quite a bit. We have actually still managed to upgrade our turret to the maximum level, even though I was trying not to. We just did it a lot later. And we were able to kill the elite. We also got a bunch of other charmed units. We were able to kill that tree. And we made it through here. Extra engineering, I guess I'll take it. And then we'll take 3 more armor here. Going up to 10 armor helps a lot. We only got 1 item cursed, but that's okay. We'll buy everything here, and then we'll roll. Power generator doesn't do anything for this character. We'll re-roll. We'll lock a flute, and I'll roll 1 more time. Yeah, I'll take the Cursed Feather because we just want to get over dodge cap. And when you're near dodge cap like this, even that 2% is a huge increase to your survivability. Trying to focus on getting charmed stargazers. And ideally you want to have them go into a tower and become a charmed mini-boss, because of course that's really good for us. I need to be really careful of those projectiles, because a couple of them came from cursed, charmed pufferfish, and those would have one-shot me instantly. Remember that they do triple their normal damage, and a cursed charmed pufferfish should do about, on wave 18, it should do about 30-ish damage. So we could still take 100 damage in one shot, thanks to that bug. Not quite 100, but pretty close. Yeah, we'll take 20% more attack speed. We will keep upgrading our weapons here, so we'll get another cursed weapon. We'll buy the Cursed Feather and the Bat. We'll lock the Potato, and then we'll roll again and roll 1 more time. We don't have... I mean, I guess if I bought Particle Accelerator and Greek Fire, then this would do the burning, but I don't think that's going to be worth it, so let's do a couple more rerolls. I'll definitely buy these items, though, especially if they get cursed, because that might help me actually kill the bosses. And the boss wave I'm still very nervous about, of course, because our defensive stats are fine, but not high enough that we can just fight the bosses with impunity here. Whoops. So you can see we're still struggling a little, even though we have a pretty strong end game build. We did find the sharp bullet, so we have piercing shots. We're charming a lot of things, but not being able to build percent damage effectively is a real penalty. And Flute is still a very weak weapon, even when you've built it up quite a bit. Lucky to get those dodges as well to conserve our crystal bonus. 700 materials this wave. Getting... Oh, double duct tape is actually really nice. I can't really use the dodge, so I'm going to reroll here. And I'll take 6 movement speed. That'll help dodge the elites a little better. We can buy all of these items and then do a reroll. And I think I want the duct tape over the cursed pencil here, because more armor is just really important for this character. and then we'll go to wave 20. All right, let's see if we can do this. I'm gonna put a little damage on the bosses, and then I need to focus on charming enemies here. I did lose my crystal bonus right away when I took that hit, so definitely poor movement. Charm builds do suffer a little on the boss waves because there's just fewer enemies at the start of these waves, and so it can be a lot harder to get a decent grouping of charmed allies. But we are starting to get enough that the bosses are really starting to take a lot of damage. That dodge was nice because it helped me maintain my crystal bonus when I walked into that attack. Putting damage on the bosses, but mostly just focusing on charming everything that we can as quickly as we can. And we'll let the incidental damage that my weapons are doing and the piercing damage and the charmed allies focus down the bosses. We also don't need to kill them to win this wave. Okay, nice. I got that mini-boss charmed. That was going to be, because there was a red tower spawning, that was going to be pretty tough if that had spawned hostile to me. So we're going to not quite kill both bosses, I think, but we got Snailian dead and we survived Whalian. So, you know what? Given how tough this run was for me, I'm going to take that. So definitely some better play that we could have done in the earlier runs. Turned out just ignoring the turret was kind of the play, which is a little unfortunate because that's not how you really want to play the builder, but it's definitely still a totally valid way to play the character. And we did get there in the end. We did find Sharp Bullet in the winning run, though I think we'd have gotten there even without it. And taking a look at our items, our flutes did pretty good damage. Our baby elephant did 30k, so actually these were quite bad. Baby elephant. Cyberball was pretty bad as well. But mostly we just were able to build a bunch of healing and defensive stats and a lot of attack speed. Focusing on buying early attack speed mattered a lot to this build, and that's what let us finally get the win. So yeah, definitely some different ways that you can approach this run. You could hard roll for piercing. You could do what we did in the winning run and focus on just your actual weapon damage with the character. You could probably get just with better movement, get your turret to be much stronger early. I definitely messed up the movement in a couple of those early Lost runs, but overall, pretty happy with getting there in the end, and I hope that you enjoyed the video. As always, of course, if you have, feel free to leave a comment and hit like. Helps me out with the algorithm, so I appreciate you taking the time to do that. And of course, you can subscribe to my channel for more Brotato and other strategy game analysis. Cheers, folks. I'll catch you next time.